Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I haven't uploaded a video since November, but oh my, has the Star Stable community changed. And not even that, Star Stable the game as a whole has been changing extremely in the past year, and I'd even say the game is dying. Today I'm going to be deep diving and covering the why. We've all noticed the shortened activity in players on SSO, but clearly there's something on Star Stable's end that is chasing old and even new players away from this game. I do have a script for this video, so this video will be placed in my Let's Talk playlist. If you haven't checked out any of those other videos, there's so many videos that I make about Star Stable and what we can do to make the game better. And this script in particular is a 4-page script, so we are going to be uncovering a lot. I'm going to split this video into 3 parts: money, media, and modernized. Uncovering all of my findings, I want to create a conversation of what can Star Stable do to fix this doomfall. So let's get started. Starting off with the first key part, money. Much like any video game, that game needs to be able to make profit from what they create and spend on their side of development. Since Star Stable's storyline is at this point never ending, Star Stable constantly needs revenue to put out new quests, courses, and updates for the community, meaning they need our money. See, even if you pay the $70-something lifetime membership, which has now been bumped up to $79.99 USD, Star Stable still gears us to pay more and more for the game. And don't forget that you can still be subscribed to this game, where instead of paying full price for the game, and you can keep it forever, players are obligated to continue to pay monthly or quarterly just for full access of the game. New players would think that once you've bought the game, you don't need to pay real money for events and updates, but we know that's wrong. Want to customize your character's hair and makeup? Sorry, that costs money. Did you see your favorite Star Stable YouTuber get a new horse breed? Sorry, you need to pay for that horse too. If you're not a Star Stable player, the currency in this game is divided into 2. We have coins called Jorvik shillings that are the free currency in the game. You'll never be able to buy a horse with Jorvik shillings, but high amounts over 9,000 can get you pieces of clothing that would be cheaper if you paid star coins. Star coins, in short terms, is basically the game's equivalents to Robux in the worldwide game of Roblox. You must pay money to get this currency, and it's the only currency in the game that you can buy horses or pets with. Star Stable will come out with what's called Double Star Coin Weekend, where whichever bundle of star coins you decide to buy, that amount will be doubled, almost giving the appeal that we are paying 50% off for star coins, even though the price never changes. If anything, it gets and will get more expensive. Although this method has worked tremendously, as most of the SSO community will only buy star coins unless it is Double Star Coin Weekend, since the prices are basically outrageous. One of the most expensive horses in the game, that being the Jorvik Wild, is 975 star coins, and the smallest star coin bundle you can buy when it is not Double Star Coin Weekend is 1,000 star coins, which is $32 USD. Putting that into perspective, that means the Jorvik Wild horse is a $30 horse, but if you bought your star coins during Double Star Coin Weekend, the price appears like it gets cut in half, since you would buy 2,000 star coins for $32. That means your horse would basically be worth $15. Do you see how that creates an endless loop of buying star coins? And that's only for horses. Horses that are older generations will always be discounted once their new and improved Generation 3 is released. So if you bought that horse before it was updated, you paid full price for it, which means you cannot get back your star coins no matter what. Even if you sell a current horse, selling one of your own horses would only give you 2,000 Jorvik shillings, which is basically a slap in our faces. But this is Star Stable's only way of getting its consumers money if you already have the game. It makes sense as to why prices will shoot up. The horse development team is one of the biggest teams in Star Stable, and they've been able to reach a product rate of 1 or 2 new horse breeds each month. And this is also why me, as well as many other SSO players, have noticed that Star Stable's quest updates are very dry and quickly done. Even though SSO's quest team works very hard, us doing quests does not give Star Stable any money to continue their development. Media. With Star Stable being a game that was originally released in 2011, the content that we come across online about Star Stable has morphed drastically. If you go onto the Star Stable website, under the register area, we have a quote game highlight portion, which highlights horses, open world, story quests, customization, play together, and events. It isn't until you scroll past all of this exciting information that the website tells you it's only free to play for the first 5 levels. And I give credits to the game for being able to market so many exciting things that the game has to offer. But isn't it misleading? Even if you played for free, once you are level 5, anything that you previously unlocked with Star Rider gets locked immediately, making only events and play together the highlights you can access. SSO's current marketing strategy through social media works exactly like how The Sims 4 markets their own content. The Sims 4, a game that is now free to play, has what's called DLCs that add to your game. They too will blow up their social medias when something new is to come out. Then they hit you with that lovely price tag. Star Stable has more flexibility when it comes to what you can do during events. If you are a non-Star Rider, you are able to go into areas you wouldn't normally be allowed in when the event is going on. In The Sims 4, since it's a DLC-based game, it won't even let you see it until after you purchase the DLC. So I give Star Stable credits for trying to make the game inclusive, even to those who can't pay for the full game. Just with limitations and less offers, of course. And it's not just Star Stable's website and media itself that has changed. Star Stable YouTubers have also learned strategies to throw their media out there and get more viewers. And sadly, this is where the media turns misleading fully. Since Star Stable YouTubers are not a part of any development team for Star Stable, they can do whatever they want with how they promote Star Stable to the public. And this means lying. Clickbait is something YouTube as a whole has struggled with, and they even made a terms and conditions specifically for clickbaited content. YouTube has strict policies regarding clickbait, which is a technique used by some creators to entice viewers to click on a video using misleading, exaggerated thumbnails, titles, and descriptions that do not accurately represent the content of the video. Clickbait can lead to poor user experience for viewers and can also violate YouTube's community guidelines. End quote. Sadly, this doesn't mean if you make a clickbait Star Stable YouTube video, your video will be taken down. In fact, if the SSO YouTuber has tremendous revenue and videos daily, these clickbaited videos will be at the top of your search. So if you ever came across a video that said SSO is making a horse completely free or is adding new content that doesn't exist, this just creates backlash in the community. New players are confused, old players are confused, and now the community doesn't even like nor trust your content, and that's on you as a creator. In modern day, the media is how we learn almost everything, and with Star Stable still being a quote smaller game, the media is how they get new players to join in on the fun. False advertising creates bad credit for the game, making it seem like the game is not up to date or not what it says it is. Our final topic can be described in one word: modernized. With a game that's been out for almost 13 years now, Star Stable has gone through so many development systems that changes how the game runs and acts now. In older photos, we can clearly see that the graphics are much different and the characters and horses have been updated. And this is still the exact same game file from 13 years ago, just with a new system running it. And to further help Star Stable grow as a game, they need to fit in with the modernized graphics we have in other games today. This is the main reason why over the past 5 years we have just seen change after change after change in the game. We get new areas, we have areas that are revamped or updated, our characters have been updated with even more customization coming in the future, we have a new UI and new horse movements. But all of these changes seem to have almost scared the original Star Stable community into thinking the original Star Stable doesn't exist anymore, which makes sense. Sadly, we will never be able to play old versions of the game ever again. Once they are updated, SSO deletes them from their files to create more room for newer add-ons. And this does give the impression that Star Stable doesn't care what the community has to think, which is sadly partially true, since what gets SSO money is new players discovering the game. It kind of feels like the waves of generations and SSO players means nothing. Just because you joined 10 years ago, Star Stable doesn't treat you any different from players that joined last week, and it's sad. But Star Stable cannot stop their development. They cannot keep the older places like Jarlaheim and Dino Valley and old graphics since they just don't fit with the new modernized game anymore. And now we have a nostalgia outbreak. Most players still just talk about what Star Stable used to have and not what they are bringing in the future. And Star Stable doesn't even consider their older events to be what keeps old players around. Events like Valentine's Day, Egg Hunt, April Fools, and Midsummer were smaller events that added character to the game. And with the team's new development, they they've decided to rule out those old buggy quests instead of revamping them so we could still have a piece of them. Instead, they shut down events and only mention it in their blog updates. Even though it seems like the old SSO is completely gone, we know that this is still the same game built in 2011 based on tiny spots around Jorvik. The most known, quote, old SSO spot is a small area just right above the updated riding arena, where you can see the old grass and rock texture and a little divot against the cliff. SSO either totally missed a spot when reworking the graphics, or they too miss a small part of SSO that they know they cannot bring back. So how? The question is, how can we fix this? Star Stable's age range hasn't changed much through these development years. They still advertise the game as 8+, when most of SSO's current players are 14 to 20 years old. Yes, we were 8 when the game originally came out, but for SSO to still strive more and more younger players, it just proves that SSO is still the money-hungry game it's been. And this is creating a downfall for the game. It's only a matter of time before Star Stable is just another forgotten game. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. It is important for us to speak about how we feel about a game we paid for, and it is extremely important that SSO gets our feedback because they cannot create a fun, exciting game without the community's input. It is our job to motivate Star Stable on what they can add to the game to make the game more enjoyable for us, not just players who created an account 1 week ago. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm starting to really try and get back into Star Stable as a game, and I'm hoping I can motivate some of you to rejoin in on the fun, even though it comes with change. I'll see you all in my next video.